Hi, my name is Kara Tupi. I am the Assistant Director for Instruction here at the Cottonwood School, and I get to oversee our Superstar Readers, Boost, and Junior High Rise programs. I'm excited to invite you to an event happening on January 13th, so just around the corner, for all of our students that are enrolled in a K-12 instructional program like Boost, Superstar, Junior High, or even High School Rise. So on this day, we're going to gather at the Cottonwood Community Connect Center. And as you can see, our schedule goes all the way from 9:30 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. But I want to start by explaining what's happening right in the middle, because this will be a time when there's something that's open for all students, regardless of which grade they're in. They just need to be enrolled in one of our instructional programs. So our 11:30 to 1 o'clock time slot is our homeschool lunchroom. And at that time, our K through 6 students will be invited to eat lunch in the main room of the Community Connect Center with their parents and hopefully with maybe some of their classmates. Maybe they'll see someone that they're in a Boost class with, or they've been doing the Zoom webinars for Superstar Readers. And I'm hoping that there'll be some good conversations and some playing that kind of happens as kids and parents who are both in these programs get to know each other. If you have a younger sibling or someone who's with you that's not enrolled in one of our instructional programs, of course they can attend this lunchtime too. If you have a junior higher or a high schooler, we have special rooms set up where we'll be taking those kids. So the junior high students will be in the Community Connect Center in the back classroom. They get to have lunch together with board games and some discussion-based tables, things like that. And our high schoolers, something similar off in the high school section of the campus. So we're excited that if you have kids in multiple programs, there's a gathering point around the middle of the day to be able to meet up with peers and other parents and friends to kind of just enjoy some unstructured time together. So to get started with actually registering for the event, I'm going to click on this red Reserve a Spot button in the Eventbrite. If you're not sure how to get to the Eventbrite, look for the enrollment confirmation email that you received from the program that your student is registered for. So it would be Junior High Rise, Boost, Superstar Readers, or High School Rise, or just go to the Wednesday Weekly. There'll be a link in there to this Eventbrite. So I'm going to start here at the bottom and just briefly describe our junior high and high school activities because they're actually the simplest to register for. And then I'm going to go back up and talk about what to do with your K through 6 students in Boost and Superstar Readers. So if I have a junior higher, pretty simple. I just click right here. If I have one student in junior high, I'm signing them up for the Junior High Rise Escape Room from 1:30 to 3. If I have a high school student, maybe a 10th grader taking a couple of Rise classes, I can sign them up for the 1:30 to 3 slot as well for the High School Rise games and activities. And then I want to think backwards about lunch. So I've got my 2 Rise students, but let's say I have a younger student who's in Boost, so that's 3. And then maybe I have another student who's not in any of our programs. It's all right, of course, for them to join us for lunch too. So I've got 4 kids plus myself, so that's going to be 5. So I'm going to sign up for a slot for all of us so that we can make sure we don't overfill the room when it comes to kind of spreading everybody out. Okay, so now let's talk about those K through 6 students in Superstar Readers and in Boost. So you'll see there's 4 different activity types to choose from. If you're in Boost, you're going to want to choose a supply kit pickup time. If you're a Superstar Reader, you might want to choose a level 1 activity or level 2, depending on what level you're working on in Superstar Readers. And then if you have a Boost student who's K through 2, there's some activities happening as well. And a 3rd through 6 Boost student, there's a different set of activities. So this one gets a little bit more complex. So I want you to think in terms of the time slot. So I've got a 9:30, a 10, a 10:30, and 11 o'clock time slot to choose from. And you can kind of move your students around in all the right configurations. So I'm going to do kind of an imaginary one. And I'll start with my 3rd grade Boost student. And I can see here there's a winter escape room at 9:30 and a Polaroid art mural at 10. And I think my student is going to enjoy that Polaroid art mural more, so I'm going to choose that for them. We're asking that you only choose one activity per activity type. So in this section, even though they might love the winter escape room, I'm only going to choose one because we want to make sure we have enough slots for all of our students. If on the day of the event we have some extra space available, we'll be sure to let people know, and we'll throw as many students into those different activities as possible. So now I've got my third grader signed up for the Polaroid art, but let's say I have a sixth grader too, and I'm going to do the sixth grader with the winter escape room. That's kind of more their jam. All right, so now I've got my third and my sixth, they're all set. But if I have a kindergartner who's in Boost, then maybe they want to do the Build a Book activity. So I would sign them up for there. They can choose between Build a Book or Read Aloud and Craft. The Read Aloud is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, but I couldn't fit that in there. So the last choices, Build a Book and Read Aloud, those are the same. So again, I'm only choosing one activity, one Boost activity for that time slot. So my kindergartner is going to do this one, or I could do this one. And then now I've got my 3 Boost kids, but I also, let's say I have a student, maybe my kindergartner is also in Superstar Readers. So I want to sign my Superstar Reader up for an activity, but I have to remember I just signed up the Boost K through 2 at 9:30. So I'm going to work backwards and say, all right, then I'm going to sign my Superstar Reader up for the 10:30 activity. And let's say my third grader is that's doing the Polaroid art is also in Superstar Readers. They're a level 2. Then I could go ahead and sign them up for the level 2 activities. I wouldn't want to do it at this time because I think it's the same, so I'm going to go ahead and choose this one. And if you're like me, by now you're like writing down what you've done for each of your kids because you'll never be able to keep it straight. Last but not least, I don't want to forget that we want to pick up our supply kit while we're there. So I've got 3 kids in Booth. I had my kindergartner, my third, and my sixth grader. So I'm going to sign up for 3 supply kit pickup times. I could do them all at the same time if I have a time slot where nothing else is happening. So if I scroll through, I have a 10:30 thing happening, an 11. I've got a 9:30, and I've got 10:30. So pretty much my kids are kind of all spread out. So I'd have to go back through and just decide how I wanted to do that. I could move some things around to make it work, or I could go ahead and sign everybody up for one time slot and move somebody from another section. So I hope that helps you as you're looking to navigate this. If you just have 1 or 2 kids in the programs, it's a little bit more simple, but for those of us with a bigger family, it might take a little bit of jostling of things to make it all work. We're really looking forward to seeing you on January 13th at the Cottonwood Community Connect Center, and we can't wait to kick off the spring semester with you.